Hello, everybody. Thank you so much to Maeve Quinlan for joining us today, one of the stars of the new Lifetime movie, The Paramedic Who Stalked Me. Thank you so much, Maeve, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And tell us a bit, what's been the main element in Karen's character and the movie in general that fascinates you the most and made you say yes to The Paramedic Who Stalked Me?
The reason I said yes to the paramedic who stalked me is number one, I've worked for the producer Ken Sanders several times before. I believe our first movie together was Teenage Bank Heist, and the next was Double Daddy, Stalker Club. I might be missing one. And Jeff Hardwick, who's the casting director for him, has cast me in not only Ken's projects, but other projects. So it was brought to me by Ken, by Jeff Hardwick, whose taste is just impeccable as far as his taste in actors, the caliber of actors. What I also like is I play the mom character normally on a Lifetime movie, which has been really good to me. But he also has viewed me outside of that box, and he always brings me something that is meaty, gritty, and something that I can play a different character each time, regardless of it being the mom. In this case, it's the mom. But what he brought me just previous to this, the year before, I shot a movie that aired on Lifetime as A Fit to Kill. I think it plays in Europe as A Job to Die For.
Yes.
And I play mainly as a CEO. She is a mother. I'll leave it at that. But I played a very psychotic character, really mentally. I want to say troubled, but more conniving. She was fun to play, but that really stretched me as an actress a lot. So I was looking to offset that for my next Lifetime. I've done two projects since that particular project, but my next Lifetime project, I really did want to go back to sort of a save the day mom. And he brought it to me, and I read it, and I really liked it. And the writer Daniel West also had written the movie I just described to you, which is Fit to Kill on Lifetime, or A Job to Die For as a feature. And so he's a great writer. And I'd never worked with the director, Dave Thomas, before. So that intrigued me. And I didn't know at the time the actress that played my daughter, but she is amazing. And I found out lots of amazing things that we had in common on the shoot,
That's
which
incredible.
helped bond, yeah, which helped bond us, which I'm happy to discuss.
Yes, absolutely. And on a personal level, is there any particular feature in Karen's character that you can relate to as human being? I mean, where are you two most similar, and where are you two most different, in your opinion?
Um, I would say, and it's one of the reasons I liked this character so much, is that unlike the character I played before in Fit to Kill, which is arguably my favorite character I've ever played because that character was so far from who I am, but Karen was so much closer to who I am. I am very protective. She's a protective mother. I do have very close relationship. Unfortunately, I don't have any children of my own. I'm getting married this summer, and my
Oh,
future husband
congratulations.
has, yeah, thank you very much, has three boys. I'm really close to my nieces and nephews who are older, and I sort of grew up with them as not just an aunt, but like an older sister. And they would come and visit me from Ireland, and then I was in charge of them. So I'm really close. I kind of get that age group a lot, and I work with it a lot. Work with high school kids a lot. So it's easy for me to tap into that because I can relate to them at that age, because I've had experience of it. I was a young aunt at 17, and for the reasons I just described, I had a lot of responsibility. And they would come over here to visit me at high school ages, right? I mean, they got to be good, but they also have to have fun, and so I brought that to this character of Karen. I want my high school daughter to have fun. I want her to have fun. It surrounds itself around a prom at one point. I want her to have fun. I want her to go out with her high school kids, but I'm also extremely protective for correct reasons. I'm a single mom. She's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm all she really has is family. And I mean, her in this, I shouldn't say that because her father is still alive in this one. A lot of times I'm play a single mom and my husband has passed away, but they're not there's no relationship there for her. So so I carry both roles, and a lot of divorced parents do. They either carry, if they're the father, they carry also the mother role, and vice versa. So I've had a lot of experience seeing that firsthand. And then in regard to what you asked me, what's the most similar about her to me, I would say you can hurt me, but if you hurt somebody I love, just forget about it. You're done.
True.
And that's her. That's Karen. So she puts herself on the line as every mother would or every father would for their child. So she does that. But I want to trust this paramedic, but he's right off the bat doing things that absolutely no parent would allow. He's of an older age. My daughter's in high school, and he's taking a liking to her, which is it's not like, oh, he's nice, but no, it's wrong.
No way.
And I'll do anything I have to. No way. Yeah, I'll do anything I have to.
And to
but it's just to say this. What was kind of challenging is that you also I realized in this character and uttering the words, and the words are on the page. You don't know exactly what the writer's intention is for you to do. They're also looking for you to bring something different and or bring it to life. The dance for any parent, I imagine, because I can certainly see it, is you don't want to be so absolute that in a no for your child that it actually makes them go the opposite way. So Karen had a little bit of a dance there to say, when her daughter would say, but he's just caring and nice. And it's like, okay. But inside, I wanted to absolutely murder him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stay tuned. So like, he's not too fond of me. He's not too fond of me either.
No, definitely. And to all the fans that are looking forward to watching the movie, how would you describe The Paramedic Who Stalked Me if you had just like 3 words?
I guess I would have to describe it in through the eyes of my daughter, who was beautifully played by Lexi Minetree, Chloe. Imagine yourself faced with the biggest tragedy, and then the first person that comes there to save the day and save your life turns out to be your worst nightmare. That's kind of how I would describe it.
Absolutely.
Because she is the star, and he is the star, and his character, the paramedic's name Matt, and he's played by a brilliant actor named Andrew Spach. And as I was mentioning, Lexi Minetree, who plays my daughter Chloe, we bonded right away, which is normally the case, or at least you try to, but it's very natural. They're cast. This is why Jeff Hardwick's extremely talented in what he does, is that he gets the chemistries correct. And turns out she went to USC. I went to USC. And it just hit me one day. I said, "Are you in a sorority there?" And she said, "Yeah." And we're in the same sorority. So we knew this secret handshake. That played into, we knew things about that other people wouldn't really know. And so that helped a lot in our clicking us together, that I believe it felt like we're really believable as mother and daughter. I hope people buy that.
I totally feel that. I mean, that creates a sort of like a special bond between you two.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, she's an amazing actress. So be on the watch for her and him. They're great. And so, yeah, I generally in these Lifetime movies, I either play the lead or the co-lead. And in this, I'm certainly firmly in the third position, but it's a nice triangle in the writing and the directing, like by Dave Thomas, I said, is that it's one plays really well with the other.
Yes.
So it was a lot of fun. And it
Yes.
was very physical.
I guess so.
It was very, very physical.
And relating to this, you were already mentioning how also challenging was for you to embrace this role. What's been the biggest challenge you experienced in portraying Karen, acting wise? I mean,
I don't think nothing comes to mind. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you something. Could you maybe ask me in a different way? I only say that because usually like the lead actresses will face something really challenging.
okay.
There wasn't anything that was super challenging beyond anything that I could handle as a person myself. Right. I guess I just went into such tunnel vision mode of getting this guy out of our lives that I was so tunnel vision that I think I saw more things alike between myself and Karen that I saw that were not alike.
Okay.
She was driven. She's a real estate agent. I'm not a real estate agent, obviously. I play one on TV, as they say, but I am driven when I'm focused. And she was, I saw actually a lot of similarities between myself and her. And she's a very likable character.
And
that makes me sound like I think that I'm a likable person, but I try to be anyway. She tries to be a good person. I guess that's what it is.
yes,
Yeah.
she
As far and it's and as far as I guess I could say it's the most physical I've ever been in a movie. And that was long hours and stuff, but that wasn't challenging. I loved it. I used to be a pro athlete, so I was up for it.
And talking about the environment on set, you already mentioned you had a great a bond between with the actress who played your daughter and also the other actors in the cast. But do you have any fun anecdotes to share with us from the whole period of filming the Paramedic Who Stalked Me?
Well, I don't know if I have any fun anecdotes as much as we were a tight cast, and we filmed in Atlanta. So normally, I film in Los Angeles. I do love filming on location. What filming on location brings to a set also is you form a very close family. Most of the supporting actors were from Atlanta, and but the three of us weren't. Although I do film a lot in Atlanta, I have an Atlanta agent there, or at least my agency has an office there, so I do get to shoot there a lot. And but what it provides is a sense of that we're each other's family. So we had inside jokes, but mostly we had so much fun with our makeup artists and hair. It's just I think the anecdotes and the fun was just sort of we were really close with the crew, and I always like to do that. But it was fun to see that the younger cast members did too. So nothing I can tell you, actually. maybe a lot of dirty jokes.
I guess you had really great fun on set, I guess.
Yeah, and we bonded over music. Also,
so beautiful.
Lexi, she has like she knew all of the songs from when I was growing up, and music's really important. And so when we weren't filming, we were just jamming the music, and I'd be like, "How do you even know Supertramp? How do you know the words from it?" And then that would show up on my social media. I put a video together. You can find it on there, where I actually put it to the Supertramp song that she knew that I was like, "You're amazing." Hits these days they're incredible with how they like so many different genres of music and decades of it. So that was fun. Yeah. So we bonded also, the whole crew bonded over music, but other than that, just dirty jokes.
And now a little fun question that we always ask to the people we're interviewing, and considering we're talking about the Paramedic Who Stalked Me, it's on the Paramedic Who Stalked Me universe. If you had the chance to play another character on the movie apart from Karen, a character that you would have loved to play if you could, which one would it be and why?
If I couldn't play Karen, I most definitely would like to play the paramedic. If the paramedic were a female, I
Yes.
would have loved that. I couldn't have done the job he did though, however. But yes, that would be the role. That was, wait till you see him. He's brilliant. They both are. But I would have loved that. It was juicy. It was great. Um, what Andrew brought to it was also a little sense of humor, which I do also when I play a villain. So my favorite characters I've ever played have been villains. I played a villain on 90210. I didn't per se play a villain on South of Nowhere, but a lot of people viewed it as such. She was just a very complicated woman thinking she was doing the right thing, but in fact, she was actually homophobic, which is something I certainly am not. I love my gay and lesbian friends and very supportive and active in the LGBTQ community, always have been. And but so that she was more complicated than a villain, but in Fit to Kill, I played a villain. Those are the most fun. So yes, definitely the paramedic.
Yes. We're really looking forward to see how you all like how the whole story will play out in the movie and the
Yeah.
amazing job you all have done.
Oh, thanks. I hope so. I hope it's good.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure of it.
We felt it was good while we made it. Usually can tell. Yeah.
And throwing back instead to the origins of your career as an actress, how did the passion for acting come about in your life?
The passion for acting came about in my life for as long as I can remember, from when I was little. I mean, I'm talking 3, 4 years old, always would put on plays, and my next door neighbor and I would do the all sorts of different characters and singers, and we're just constantly putting on shows. And I played the leads in my school plays in elementary school. And then, but my mom had different ideas for me. She put a tennis racket in my hand, and well, that was the route I was going, even though my first passion was acting. And even in high school, I went to a high school that's really known for it's not only acting department there, but also many movie stars have come through there. It's Minetree High School. Funny enough, my fiance went there. We never went there at the same time, and my 3 future stepsons went there. It's an amazing school. Rock Hudson, Ann Margaret. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. You should look it up. Then I went to Northwestern on a tennis scholarship. That also, Northwestern University is really renowned for its acting alumni and filmmakers in general. And then I transferred from there just due to my tennis at that time. I was undefeated in the Big Ten, which is a conference here in the United States. It's all separate. There's the Pac-12 now, and I think it's the Big 12 now. But anyway, I was undefeated for 2 years there. It was time to and I was also simultaneously playing professional tennis, but keeping my amateur status so that I could get my education for free. So I have played at Wimbledon, US Open, Australian Open, French Open. But I transferred to USC, which was always my dream school ever since I was little. And I didn't major in acting. I continued my major, which was at Northwestern, which was communications with a focus in political science. And but at Northwestern, with the tennis and all that, I didn't have the time to take any electives in acting. But at USC, I did. In fact, I took so many electives that I ended up minoring in it. And so it started as a little girl. It started as a dream. I got off course a little bit, I suppose one could say, but I didn't, because everything that I learned from tennis, I applied to acting. I think I handle loss of a part well. Of course, I get disappointed, but I learned that from tennis. You got to pick up your racket and move on to the next tournament. So I take that in stride. I am very ambitious, but I'm more of a quiet ambition. Well, my fiance might argue that because I talk a lot about it, what I want to do, but no, I mean, I think that the sports actually ended up helping me. So what was a little dream as a little girl, even though went sort of a circuitous route, I'm happy to say I'm ending the next, you know, I don't know. My first acting job was at 23. It was my first audition. I got lucky, and tennis had a part of that as well. It was for a big Super Bowl commercial for Nike, and then the next year, Super Bowl commercial for Gatorade.
Mhm.
So that kept me from waiting tables for a while. But I certainly I wanted it very, very badly, and I'm happy to have been working actress ever since I was 23. And I'm quite a bit older than that, and I'm still working. So that for me is a win.
Absolutely. And you already mentioned among all the projects that you have the chance to work on, you had an amazing role on 9021010. And
Yeah.
what's your favorite memory out of that experience?
90210 was really cool to join, because growing up, I shouldn't say growing up, when I was in college, post college, Beverly Hills 90210, actually, it was right out of college, was the show that my roommates and I in Manhattan Beach, we just, that was our night. I don't remember what night of the week it was, but we'd get together. I know that there's certain shows for everyone. Friends might be one, or Seinfeld that you wouldn't miss. Now, of course, you can record, stream, watch it whenever you want, binge watch. It wasn't that case. It was an event. And so the original Beverly Hills 90210 was kind of nostalgic for me. So when they rebooted it, and they the creators did know me at that time from South of Nowhere, and we had 4 seasons on that, and we were not up for a 5th season due to the writer strike. Our ratings were amazing, and we were nominated for all sorts of stuff. So at least I was on their radar for that. So when I got called in to play this character, and the fact that I got it, I think the most amazing thing about that was that I was just a part of that. Like, I had to pinch myself a couple times. And
Yeah.
I'd worked with Luke Perry before, which was very, very cool. I didn't get to work with him in scenes on that, but I got to work with Shannon Doherty and uh, all of the main cast, and who came back as adults in the school and stuff. So it just was special. It was special.
Yes, I
Definitely love
absolutely.
that.
And there were rumors about a potential sequel or a reboot of the show, a new reboot of the show. What do you think about it? I mean,
A third reboot? Well,
yeah,
the one I was on was a reboot. I wasn't on the
no,
original.
another, a new one like this.
A new 90210? Well, I would love that. I didn't know. You're the first to tell me that. I know they tried a reboot with a cast kind of more like a reality show from the first,
Oh,
but the girl that played my daughter, Jessica Lowndes, she's an amazing singer. She's originally Canadian, and she played Adriana, and I played Constance. And I would love the opportunity to work with her again and work with everyone there. So I would love that. And if that were to happen, I would certainly would hope that they would think of my character again, but I haven't heard that.
and besides that, you also had the chance to work on one of TV longest running soap operas, like TV shows, which is The Bold and the Beautiful. What can you share about your time as Megan?
So The Bold and Beautiful was the most rewarding experience I've ever had. Number one, it was the project that took me out of being just a commercial actress or a bit part actress, and it really put me on the map. But first of all, at the time that I was on daytime was enormous. I think what's kind of replaced that is the obsession with reality TV and Real Housewives and things like that. I think people got to a point once they saw that, why would I watch a character playing a drama where I'm watching real people, or so they think it's real. In reality is not
Yeah.
really reality. It's produced, and it's softly written. Um, so it was a very exciting time, and I had a little small bit of celebrity being a tennis player and knowing, you sign the occasional autograph or whatever, but I was never prepared for anything like that, because Bold and Beautiful is in over 114 countries. It's the most shot and watched show in the world. So when we would go to, say, Italy, we needed bodyguards, and it was a different experience. Getting back to what I was telling you about when you're on location with a cast, you form this family. Well, in daytime, we formed the strongest family on The Bold and the Beautiful. And no, we weren't on location. And yes, we saw each other every day, but sometimes familiarity can breed contempt, but that wasn't the case on our show. And I'll tell you why. It's the producers, the creators of the show, the Bell family. All of that, all of what I just told you, like we're a family, we treat each other as family, we were happy every day, like we'd be so excited to get to the set. There was never any drama. It really was, every drama that you saw was on screen, not behind it. And they're just a class act, and it was started by Bill Bell and Lee Phillip Bell, but it's their son Brad Bell who is the executive producer, and he's who I worked under at the time. And the whole family's wonderful. Laura Lee, his sister, is on Young and the Restless, and his brother, Bill Bell Jr., is very responsible for getting us in all those countries. And it just, to this day, it's not only one of the things I'm most grateful for, but I'm most proud of, and that I most miss.
Yeah.
But we're all still stay in touch. Like Catherine Kelly Lang's one of my greatest friends, Jennifer Finnegan, who played Bridget.
Yeah.
And won 3 and mind you, won 3 Emmys playing it. She's one of my best friends, and she's in my wedding. And Brad Bell's wife, Colleen Bell, who is also his producer, she's in my wedding. And yeah, it's quite the family affair.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, and Windsor, and Ron Moss plays Ridge. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on, but you get the point. We're pretty close.
That's so beautiful to hear, considering for how many years that they keep going producing the show, the fact that they create such a beautiful environment on set, and the actors, there's no drama between also the cast and the crew on set.
We're really close.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, it truly is. And to go on for that many years, and that be the case. And then, like I say, I mean, I can't remember. I think my last year on that show was 2006 or something. And these friendships have stayed today, whether we're on that show and we've gone on to do other things or whatever. I have only one regret about that show. I was so nice. Megan was so nice. So they were kind enough when I went on to do South of Nowhere, they brought me back, and I got to play a little evil, which was fun. I mean, she wasn't evil, but I was doing some not so good things for Forrester Creations. I was selling design.
I remember.
You remember that?
I was a little girl in 2000 those years, and my grandma likes to watch The Bold and the Beautiful, and she keeps watching it now. And sometimes I get to see them with her, and she was explaining to me the characters. And I remember when she was telling me about Megan and such.
Yeah, Megan was a goody two shoes, but then I guess she got mesmerized by Massimo's money, and Massimo was Megan's sugar daddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our final question. If you had the chance to give some advice to young people who wants to pursue an acting career or a career in entertainment in general, what kind of advice would you give them?
The advice I'd give to anyone who's young and wants, a career in acting would be that you got to make sure that you want to go into acting because you love acting, and you're not going into it to be famous, because the odds of being a working actor are so slim. And to get there, you have to grind. You might have to sleep on people's couches. You might have to work jobs when you're running out, and the anxiety of like making an audition and then getting back and might lose your job because you were late because you left for an audition. You have to grind, but you have to love it, number one. And then all the other stuff that comes with it. I'm not going to lie. It's super fun. It's super fun to be noticed or recognized for something that you've done. It's super fun to have the perks of it. You get beautiful clothes and all of that. But you have to remember that you have to love it no matter what, and that you would do it for free. So that's the first thing that I would say. The number 2 thing that I would say is read plays, not just watching film. That's so important. But I think if you really learn to love the words then you will yourself like be creative. Like I was telling you as a little kid, I used to go out and most actors will tell you just make believe. And but it's learning to breathe words into lines. And so if you're reading a book, it's in your narrative and you're seeing it. So I would say read. I'm not a great reader now, I will tell you that, but I did when I was acting and plays mostly. And then the other thing I would tell them is always be kind, courteous, learn the names of your crew. If you're very lucky to get on a set, they are your family. You're only as good as what they're doing. If your makeup artist, be kind to her, your hair, lighting, director, just everyone. The crew's actually more important than the actors. You can be replaced. So that's another thing I would tell you. Don't forget, you could be replaced. There's thousands other that would like your job and they'll fire you in a second. And learn your lines, know your lines, don't be late. And lastly, hang up your clothes in your dressing room. Do not expect wardrobe to come in and pick them off the ground. And that I learned from my professor at USC, rest her soul, Lillian Chauvin.
Thank you so much, Maeve. It's been really great to have you here.
Great to be with you. Thanks so much for thinking of me. And let me know what you think of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
It's in the United States. I don't know where it's playing worldwide. I guess you can add that to the interview, but here in the States, it's playing this Sunday, February 26th, and check your local listings for the time on Lifetime.
We're really looking forward to see more of Karen and all the story that's behind the Paramedic Who Stalked Me.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.